Welcome back, guys. Baby got stacks.
I don't know why I give you a thumbs up. Like,
You're like 3, 2, and like,
clear.
oh gosh. Well, this week has been a long week.
This week,
And
pretend it was last week.
yeah, we do apologize that we are a week behind, but we will be getting caught up today. We've read both last week's and this week's, so it's gonna be fine. But I did some moving this week, and that really took a toll on like everything. So yes.
Maybe the brain. Our brains have not been caught up time wise. It was hard enough remembering Sunday
Mm-hmm.
was a day.
Yeah.
Just being at home, and then now you work from home and you transferring stuff over. Now a time change. It's all too much, honestly.
It was all too much, and yeah, I just needed this week to like get caught up on life, and it literally took me the entire week to do it. I will say technology and I hate each other. It's definitely mutual.
Honestly, who made technology this difficult?
I feel like I would do better in like the early 1900s when there wasn't any
There was.
technology.
I feel like I understood technology when I was a kid. Because like when our parents were having an issue, you'd be like, oh, and then you'd fix
Yeah,
it. But
yeah.
now I don't know what's happening.
Now I'm just like, is there someone younger than me around that can help because I don't know what I'm doing.
I was reconnecting my computer. I know everything works. I just switched where it was and a plug unplugged. So I was just praying to God the plug looked like the hole that it needed to go into. So I'm staring like up into my monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's the hole?
Yeah.
Where's the matching square?
I did that this week. So because I'm working from home now, I had all of the like wires and the box and the 2 monitors and the camera and like everything. And I was plugging it all in and I was like, okay, this checks out. Well, then I kept flipping the switch to turn it on and it wasn't turning on. I wait for Dean to get home. I'm like, I'm about to break something because I'm so frustrated. Well, what I did not consider was turning the power button that's on the side of both of them as
You
well.
know,
So that'll
arguments
get you.
very different. You don't.
Why?
It's not clearly labeled. It's
What?
not a big red button. It's.
Why are there so many on switches?
I am very. Oh, I'm very bad at being like nothing's turning on. Taylor, like, is any of your electricity working? He'd be like, "Is your power strip on?" And be like, "No, don't yell at me. Don't look at me. That's never happened."
Well, what's even funnier is it was like we were trying to get the landline phone set up, and that didn't even need to be set up because it didn't even work anyway. So that was a whole fiasco. But afterwards, poor Dean obviously he has to get up really early for work because he's in construction, and it was already 8 o'clock at night. And so he was like, I'm gonna go to bed. And I was like, hold on a minute, we still have the computer fiasco to deal with. I don't know how to plug all these wires in. So then he's showing me real quickly which wires go to where, and then he pop quizzed me. And I say pop quiz because I was not expecting a quiz at the end. And then he goes to bed. I do it in the next day, and then it wasn't turning on. And I was like, I swear to God, everything is plugged in like it was supposed to. And then he's like, well, did you press this button? I was like, oh, the power button that's on the side? No, because I did not know that was there.
Not. That wasn't in your quiz. I did not study for it. This has been tested. I have tested Ashley's stress response. This was a biology lab we had to do. Her stress response is significantly higher doing a pop quiz / math than having to do surprise jumping jacks or like running or anything physical. Heart rate through the roof.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't like The Unknown. I never have.
I wish I knew how to work this soundboard properly to cut in that Frozen song.
So The Unknown, hence pop quiz, because it's unknown to me.
Exactly the unknown. That is precisely.
Like any change that I can't prepare for and the unknown of what is going to come after that change sends me spiraling.
That's a really good definition of life.
Which is why I am stressed all of the time.
All the time.
My body thrives on anxiety. That's how it's lived its life.
I was gonna say, that's really why you haven't been naturally selected yet.
It's true, honestly. It's true.
Well, to something that brings us more joy, reading, at least. There's that.
This book didn't give me joy, that's for sure.
Well, just coming in with the hard news there. I don't even remember what I rated this. Well, we read House of Hollow by Krystal Sutherland. This has been on our damn shelves for so long.
So long. Cover, beautiful. Beautiful cover.
It is a very pretty cover. We probably bought it based on the cover.
I'm pretty sure I saw this on a TikTok like a long time ago, and I was just like, oh, that sounds good.
I think you bought it, and then you're like, hey, I bought that, and I was like, say no more. So I bought it, and this is precisely why we go put shopping together.
I rated mine a 2.75.
Oh, I gave it a 3.
Okay.
I will say I was debating on 2 to 3, but what gave it the 3 is because it is YA.
Oh,
and so because it's YA, some of the things I dislike is just a thing with YAs.
I gave it a 2 point. I gave it the 0.75 rather than a 2 because I liked the twist about the dad at the end.
Not me forgetting the twist about the dad at the end.
the dad with the mask. He was the masked man that was after. There we go.
Got it. Okay. I got there.
So that's why I gave it the 0.75 because that was a pretty good twist. I was not expecting it to be the dad. I thought it was just a man. So
no one just wants a man.
No one wants that. No.
Well, we made the inside and then we talk more.
Iris Hollow and her 2 older sisters are unquestionably strange. As children, they disappeared on a Scottish city street, only to return a month later with no memory of what had happened to them or where they'd been. More troubling, their appearance began to change. Their blue eyes now black, their dark hair now white, and as they grow older, odd, eerie occurrences seem to follow in their wake. People find them disturbingly intoxicating, unbearably beautiful, and inexplicably dangerous. Now 17-year-old Iris is doing all she can to fit in and graduate high school on time, something her 2 famous, glamorous, globe-trotting older sisters, Gray and Vivi, never managed to do. But when Gray goes missing, leaving behind bizarre clues as to her whereabouts, Iris and Vivi are left to find her, but they aren't the only ones looking. As they brush against the supernatural, Iris quickly realizes that the story she's been told about their past is unraveling, and the world that returned them seemingly unharmed 10 years ago might just be calling them back again. I'm not going to read the little snippet about the claimed
this came out in 2021. This wasn't that long ago.
Oh.
This concept would be cool, and I think I would have liked it better if done as an adult dark thriller or dark fantasy.
Yeah. No, I get that. They're just, I don't know. There was some parts where I was just like, that's a little gross. Which is not my cup of tea. And then I liked, it definitely gave me Stranger Things vibes with the upside down where like you go into the Upside Down. You can get by like hidden doors, so they're like sometimes you go through a portal in a tree, or sometimes it's like in a house, and so that kind of gave me where it's like it looks like the same, but it's not, kind of thing. Like there's houses in the Upside Down, there's trees, there's like things like that.
Okay.
So it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, that kind of explains how they go from this to not the realm of the dead, but kind of, I guess.
Yeah, so basically these sisters ended up missing for a month. Come to find out they went through a portal to I don't think it has a name necessarily, but
because it's not fully the other side. It's kind of that limbo in between.
It's the in between, yeah. So it's like where souls or things that have died get stuck. So it's like dead trees, dead animals, like all these everything you could think of that could die but doesn't
move on.
Where it's going. Yeah.
It just feels YA. It's about high schoolers. It's kind of cheesy, and you're kind of like, oh, why'd you do that? Or like,
yeah.
Like, and you find, spoiler alert, they're not like humans anymore. They killed the original girls. This is going to be a really fast episode because there's not a whole lot to it, because it was kind of like cool introduction and then a whole lot of like not much and then a bit of action with information and then not much and then like all of the information.
Yeah, so the dad, so they went missing for a month. They came back, took him to the hospital. Police were like, they're fine. Dad was like, I don't think so, because they've got black eyes and white hair. Like, these are not my children. The mom was like, you're paranoid. You should just be happy that they're back. Yeah. And then the dad kind of like loses it because of that. And so he kills himself. And I don't know if there'd be trigger warnings for it. I mean,
kind of. I mean, there should be, especially considering this is YA.
Yeah, it gets a little grotesque, like when they're discussing like how they killed their
children, minors.
Yeah.
I want to say this might be YA fantasy horror.
I think it is.
Be tagged as.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
And so then it's Gray, Vivi, and Iris. And so Gray is the oldest. Gray gets to be, I think, 17, and then like gets into a huge fight with the mom, whispers something in her ear, and then the mom kicks her out. Gray becomes a supermodel. Vivi is the second old, or the middle. She leaves, I believe, at 17 as well, doesn't finish high school. She becomes a super not pop star, but like she's in a band that travels all over. Yeah. And she like shaved her head, and she's kind of has all these tattoos, and she's definitely like fits the profile of like the rocker child. And then there's Iris, who almost kind of gave me like the goody two shoe vibes. Like she wants to she's all her mom has. She wants to finish school. She doesn't want to do anything bad. And then all of a sudden Gray goes missing, and so Vivi comes back and is helping them. Vivi and Iris are helping each other try to find Gray. And all the while there's this man that has I don't remember what, like a bull skull on his head that is trying to kill them.
I don't remember the description because I was just picturing the Phantom of the Opera the entire time.
Oh, I've never seen
Which
that.
I don't think the description was at all near Phantom of the Opera, but I think it said something about a mask, and then that's what I pictured, and so that's what stuck.
This book did have, I mean, it had a lot of like little snippets of what the main character was seeing, and like it had really
great horror details. I mean, I like you're not for it, but I like the grotesque, I guess it's very light body horror. It's not as wild as other books get. This is still a YA. There's ants on the cover. Do expect ants and plants
with
and insects.
I wanted to be done. I wanted to be done. I was done. That was
Bugs
just
usually get me. Bugs gross me out a
that
little
was
bit.
horrendous.
But yeah. But
I mean,
also Gray's boyfriend was there with
he,
he's also there.
yeah, so Gray has this thing where she can like kiss people and basically put them in a trance. And because her boyfriend,
I think the two older ones can do that. Well, all of them can, but the older two
yeah, do it
know
the most.
how to use it.
Well, Gray's boyfriend died when he was young, and so she can't do it to him.
Yeah.
So he kind of, and it's, yeah, he's super like go with the flowy. It's so weird. And then also, so once they get Gray back, they find her, she had got taken to, we're gonna call it the Upside Down because that's just
Basically what it might be.
and so they get her back, and then obviously the guy with the bull mask is after them again. And then she like in gets what threw me off was when they were in the like Uber and he just keeps going.
He keeps going.
I was like, what is happening here?
Yeah. What threw me off was what's the youngest? Vivi? That the
Iris.
youngest sister? Iris?
Iris. Mm-hmm.
When she kisses the boyfriend?
She kissed
Kind
the
of,
boyfriend?
yeah.
Oh, I did not.
Once, maybe twice. There were definitely,
Okay.
I don't know.
I
It
don't
was
remember.
just weird. I know they go, they figure out that it's the guy chasing the three girls because he has their blood from the first time that they were kidnapped. They find out, and so they travel back
What?
because the two
Well,
older got taken again.
yeah. And then so then Iris and the boyfriend go to get them back. Boyfriend dies. He gets skinned. Ugh. And then the guy with the bull mask takes over his body. Then we find out that the guy with the bull mask is their father. And then we find out that they are truly all dead. They are just souls that like didn't have a body in the Upside Down. And then when the girls came,
Yeah.
the one that took over Gray's body is the one that killed them, dumped their bodies into graves, and then they took over their skin. So,
Now they're just parading as these monsters.
and the thing that Gray told the mom and whispered to her that got her kicked out forever was she confessed to killing the mom's daughters.
Yeah.
And that like they weren't actually her daughters. And then Iris was like, she knew all this time. And then the mom was like, I didn't care. Like I had something back. Yeah. And in the end, Iris hangs still with the mom. Mom knows about the upside down world, and she's
And
like,
then
I
she
don't
doesn't
believe
talk to her sisters anymore, right? I think that's how that ends.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I really this
This be a cool concept as an adult horror. I think it was a little wasted on YA. I don't know what else this woman has written. I think it said 2 things on like the first paper where, yeah, also by a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares.
Oh, so Tyler, they have a funeral for Tyler. They have a funeral for Tyler. They all go. And then
that's right.
Yeah. Then Iris goes back to school. I think Gray and Vivi, maybe all 3 of them, I think they go back to like save people, I feel like.
Oh. Didn't catch that part then.
Because there's like, they go to this mill. It's 3 Mills Island, which is by Bromley by Bro, which is where another person left. And
Is there a sequel to this?
I don't know.
Because I'm probably not gonna read it. If there is. Let me see. Oh, no. Oh, but she has recently come out with a new book.
Oh.
Look at us go. It's called Invocations. I don't know how I wanted to say it the first time. But it came out January 30th of this year.
Oh.
Let me see if that's also technically YA. Yeah, fantasy horror YA. Oh, but it's also tagged as witches.
Oh, they go back for Tyler. It says,
Oh, that's right. You know, that does sound familiar.
yeah, I kept thinking back to the moment Gray had tried to put his soul back in his body to bring him home the same way she had brought us home. How I had seen a shadow of movement in the edge of the clearing and had been certain for half a heartbeat that he had been there. Maybe something of Tyler still remained in that place. Maybe if he was there, I could bring him back. And then it just ends
And
with
then
we
it
stepped
ends.
through the door.
That's right. That's right.
So.
Yeah, it definitely felt like there was going to be more to that. I could get into the writing. It just.
Is the other book
just
she came out with YA? Is the newer one YA?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it sounds interesting.
Did you like my
Oh, yeah, I know. It just fell through where most YA books fall through for me. Where I want, like, if it's gonna go there, just fucking go there.
And go there? Yeah.
Yeah. Don't and plus the way high schoolers speak annoy me now. It annoyed me back then.
Yeah.
It especially annoys me now.
That checks out.
But,
yeah.
I can read the synopsis for her new one, and maybe that'll be interesting. Zara Jones believes in magic because the alternative is too painful to bear. That her sister was murdered by a serial killer, and there's precisely nothing she can do to change it. If there's anything Zara cannot stand, it's feeling powerless, so she decides she will do whatever it takes, even if that means partaking in the occult to bring her sister back from the dead. Jude Wolfe might be the daughter of a billionaire, but she is also undeniably cursed. After a deal with a demon went horribly wrong, her soul is now slowly turning necrotic. Flowers and insects die in her wake, and monstrous things come to taunt her at night. If Jude can't find the right someone to fix her mistake, she fears she'll die very soon. Enter Emmer Bryn, the solution to both Zara's and Jude's predicaments. The daughter of a witch, Emmer sells spells to women in desperate situations willing to sacrifice a part of their soul in exchange for a bit of power, a bit of magic to change their lives. But Emmer has a dark past all her own, and as her former clients are murdered one by one, she knows it's followed her all the way to London. Like, that sounds good, but then make it YA.
Yeah.
Like, like if I read this while I wouldn't even say 16, 17, like 13, 14, I would like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely has like a certain audience for sure.
Yeah, it just unfortunately is not us completely.
I guess her first novel, Chemical Hearts, was a film. There was a film on it.
Oh.
Produced by Amazon Studios, starring Lily Reinhart from Riverdale and Austin Abrams.
That sounds familiar. But I couldn't picture the face.
His name sounds familiar, but I couldn't picture it. Well, I guess we can get to Rowdy One Star, because Lord knows what's gonna be on these ones. This is at a 4.04 star rating. 75,490 have rated it. Mainly 4 stars. Let's see.
Okay. It's definitely found its audience. So good for her.
If somebody asked me what the plot was about, I couldn't tell you.
What's us right now?
Right? I know. Yeah, this was so bad. DNF, not my cup of tea.
Oh.
Yeah, dreamlike, but in a bad way. pointless.
Oh, okay.
DNF, it's disgusting. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, that's fair if you weren't ready for it.
Yeah, people are like the end. They didn't like the ending when they like went back to Tyler, and then that was it.
Yeah. Which is fine, but I wouldn't even want a full sequel after this. I wouldn't know, because then it's just them being like
There
back
should have
and
just been like
forth. They're
another
gonna be
epilogue or something.
warranted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just not mentioned it.
I could see it maybe being a second book of them like helping other people that have accidentally like happened upon this world and to like help save them.
Yeah, but could that be a whole nother book?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe like a novella?
Yeah, it could be a
I
novella.
don't know. And I'll say it's not with like her writing. I really liked her writing. It
Writing was
was
good.
descriptive and you felt it
Yeah, a
crawling up and down your body.
little too descriptive at some point, but you know, it is
Like
what it
I
is.
would be really curious to see what she can do with adult genres, but
Mhm.
it really seems that she's sticking with the YA, which is fine.
Yeah.
So I'd
Well,
be curious to see. I did not like the cover of the new book. I was not feeling it. If it were
with
like this one, I probably would buy it.
this one's a little more
But
fantasy-ish.
this one, yeah. I will say this looks a little more, I don't want to say innocent because you do see ants and you do see dripping blood, but like there's flowers and it, if you don't look closely, you don't see the ants or the blood.
I didn't see the ants until I was reading that, and then I looked on the front cover and I was like, oh dear God.
I saw an ant crawling across my desk and I killed it and I looked towards the book and I'm like, oh, that's not the book. It's like, oh God, there's more. But
There were ants somewhere. Well, there were ants over by our dog's food dish, but I couldn't find a trail of them. They were just like all over the food.
those
So I
bitches.
just killed them all. Left their bodies for the other ones to find as a
Get
warning.
little toothpicks.
And then
Stack them.
I find one here and there, like on the floor in the kitchen, but it's very I'm like, where are you guys coming from?
Yeah, I know. It's always so confusing how they get to the spot, but it's like, how did you get here?
I'm like, usually
Like the
there's a
kitchen
trail.
island. It's like, where did you come from?
I know, I don't understand it, but I will not be keeping this book.
I
don't want it. I don't need it.
I
Goodbye.
don't know, because the writing, I liked her writing. The story is, the concept is good.
I just
So
feel like
maybe,
would I ever grab this book again? Absolutely not. Well, I'm not
so
making
nice
you.
looking.
I'm not making.
I
Well,
know.
that's what I did with Hunting and Haunting Adeline. They're just so pretty.
That's true. I kicked those out to the curb.
I think they're still back at my parents' house.
Well, make sure your mama don't find them.
No, I think they're under my bed.
Okay. Those need to be locked up.
No, Mom has her own stack of books she's allowed to read that I think I've already read, so
Pre-approved.
Exactly.
Oh Lord. I'll keep it for now. If she gets in the way, I'll kick her out, but she'll be fine here.
You're like,
now.
you stay there and you be quiet and everything's gonna be fine.
Quiet. You don't remind me what you did.
Right? I know. Yeah, I just nah.
It's just, I really wish this was adult.
Like I have other
Because I wanted
horror books like Grady
Mm.
Hendrix that I would like better.
Yeah.
So
he does like the kitschy kind of horror. He's your kind of horror for sure.
For sure.
Where there's like an underlying humor
to it. Yeah. I need the humor.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say about this book. So. I got nothing.
The more I stare at it, though, you let me know. Does it kind of almost look like Zendaya when she was younger?
Oh, kind of.
You know what I mean?
It does.
I don't know if this is like a real picture or a painting or what, but anyway. Yeah. So I can follow wherever you're listening to this. Sorry we're late. You can go follow us on Instagram too at Baby Got Stacks Podcast, where we have a schedule of our books on which we intend to place on that day. But you will get that episode eventually.
You will, and I will post. I'll probably, instead of doing 2 separate posts, I'll just post both this one and this week's.
Oh, I'll take a picture of mine and send it to you, since next week, apostrophe, right after you're done listening to this one, you can listen to our next episode because we're filming right after this.
Yes, because I don't have that one. Yes, you'll need to send that one. We're reading
Frida McFadden, and we each read a different book of hers because maybe people say there's so many different good books from her.
Maybe I will separate them then. Yeah.
Well, you can just make it like a 3-picture post.
Okay. Huh.
And she's sold.
That works. Twist my arm, why don't you?
Thanks for waiting. Quick episode.
Mm-hmm.
We should tally up how many YA books we do. Like, see if there are some better than the movies. It's gonna be real hard to beat that as a YA book.
I love that one. We do have. There is a YA book we have not read that we both own.
Which one is it?
Light Lark. That one's YA.
Oh, if we're gonna do that, we have to deep dive into the nonsense, the whole debacle thing that happened online with that. There was a whole thing. Something about the author.
With Light Lark? She's young. What do you...
She's young.
I'm so confused on what you're talking about because I
forgot what she did, but something happened. She did something to anger the community, I believe.
I thought you were talking about Iron Flame.
Oh no, that too.
That author made a lot of people mad with how she pronounced things in that book.
Yeah, how she took the language and then mispronounced.
Yes. Oh, well,
the whole language.
Well, I did not know about Light Lark. Okay, learned something every day.
Yeah. But that really quieted down after a while, and now there's a sequel to Light Lark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I haven't heard anything arise since, so I don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to deep dive into that fiasco. Or I made it all up in my mind. That happens. So
I watch it like nothing, and you're just
nothing.
Like, it's wild.
I'm like, what? Crazy. Well, thanks for listening.
Yes, thank you, and we'll talk to you guys.
Will be up like back to back essentially
next week.
Next weekish. Right now.
Right now. Okay, bye.